He doesn't like playing against Zerg, and, well, let's hit that movie button.
Movie button incoming. There we go. Big shout out to the guys over at the DSCL for putting that together for us. And guys, we are in it. Game number 2 in this best of 3 series. Terran versus Zerg here on Ohana. Our Terran player in the purple trunks, down 1 game in this series and only 1 game away from being eliminated. Can he bring it back to even and force a game number 3? We'll have to find out right now. What do you got for us? He's uThermal.
His opponent right now feeling probably pretty confident about after how game number 1 went. He defended the attack. He was able to power on through and just keep his economy strong. Made the correct decisions. His creep spread was impeccable. He is the green Zerg in the upper left-hand corner from Team Druids. He is Daax.
Daax making Team Druids pretty strong, or pretty proud right now with the performance in the last game. And this is another one of these maps. We talk about the 2-player maps like Cloud Kingdom and Ohana. Roughly the same size. Cloud Kingdom a little bit larger, but the travel distance between the 2 main bases very, very similar. And this is another map where strong creep spread is going to be able to give Daax a very big advantage in the mid game.
Yeah, and exactly right. This is a great map for creep spread. It's so easy to get it across the map. Again, it's so narrow and that works so well for getting your creep spread going. So that's something uThermal has to consider with his build here. And I wouldn't be surprised to this game around see the Hellion Banshee, because making sure the creep isn't at your kind of 4th, 3rd base, your own watchtower, but at 12 minutes in the game is vital on this map. And so getting the Hellion Banshee out, using that to deny the creep spread for as long as possible is probably going to be a good call here. But actually, uThermal's taking a very fast gas compared to usual. He's not actually going to go for the gasless expand.
Interesting. Now, with that very fast gas, what are the options that are coming out here? I mean, of course, maybe... Is it possible? Could we see a Reaper?
Yeah. I guess we could, possibly. I really don't know. He might still just... Well, he is going to expand. He might just want to get that gas up ever so slightly faster so he can get his Hellions up ever so slightly faster. I mean, it used to be so standard to go 13 gas, reactor, Hellion, expand. And people just said kind of... What Terrans realized was, well, there's no point in doing that anymore. Them Hellions that early on don't do anything that they don't do getting the Hellions after the gases expand. So it's very possible that it was just going to be a bit of a faster reactor Hellion player here. But we've seen the react on the rack, so it's probably just a reacted Marine expand. Really interesting.
Which is very odd. Like,
yeah, it's definitely not something you see every day. And what it'll allow him to do is get a lot of Marines out and put on quite a bit of early pressure, though. I really don't think it'll be too much pressure. He won't be able to do that much with it. Alternatively, he could add on his factory now. I think that's what he's going to do, yeah. So he's going to get, what, 5 Marines up or so, then the reactor Hellions. So he's just going to get some more Marines up than usual.
So definitely an interesting build here. And this is something that you hear talked about in players with unique styles. Cat's one of these players that will sometimes have these stylistic choices, that it's not always going to be the most efficient build, but when the build is over, it's going to put you into a position where you are more comfortable than your opponent. Because even though you didn't have the most effective build order, you are more comfortable with that situation. You've seen it 100 times, whereas your opponent's seen it once or twice. You just know how to react better from that situation. And that may be what uThermal's looking for here, is just putting himself into a situation where he might be a little bit more comfortable with the amount of units coming out. But I don't know. In the end here, it's looking like it might be another Marauder Hellion. I don't know.
Yeah, he might start with Stim soon. He's got a 3rd CC coming down, though. So he's going to head into a bit more of a stronger macro game than I did in game number 1. However, Daax, with his Overlord, sees the 3rd CC, and, you know, instantly for Daax, that just says to him, well, cool, I'm going to just take my 3rd, get my upgrades going, be as greedy as I like, because you're not going to pressure me. And, oh, we're seeing missile attacks being researched on the Evo chambers. Daax, is he going to play Roach Hydra here? Something we've been seeing from Stefano quite frequently lately. It definitely looks likely as he's getting that +1 missiles.
Interesting, and the Overlord just paying for itself right there. Able to scout not only that 3rd CC, also scouts the factory with the tech lab and the tech lab researching. So going to be able to tell very, very quickly that this is most likely going to be a tank. Other possibilities, though, could be Blue Flame Hellions being upgraded. Not quite sure if he thinks that, but Hellions going to be going for a scout here.
It's a little bit interesting. Yeah, the Hellions getting a really nice scout off there. Actually, one of them just hiding in the corner on very low health. And neither of them really getting away, but uThermal, well, actually, yeah, Green's going to block that last one off. So yeah, uThermal getting a nice scout. He sees how far, well, he doesn't see how far the layer is in, but he sees that it's morphing, and he won't be able to scout the Roach one. He see double Eva Chamber, and he won't know that it's missile attacks upgrading. So he doesn't know quite yet about what exact style Dax is going for, as Dax also moves out to take his third. But he's in a pretty good position because his third CC is up. He's going to start his double engineering base right now, start them upgrading. And it is going to be Roach Hydra out of Dax. And I'm really excited to see if he can really pull this off, because a lot of people really have been trying this on the ladder lately.
Mono has been a lot as well.
Yeah, it's just, the thing is, people kind of keep thinking they're Stefano, and honestly on the ladder they're actually not Stefano, believe it or not. So I'm interested to see how well this works out for him. I just want to see if he's got the timings down.
Yeah, and there's definitely a real possibility for this build to have success, but with really early siege tanks, and there's going to be a pretty healthy number of siege tanks. We're probably going to be in the range of 4 to 5 siege tanks when this attack finally hits, and I think that uThermal might actually be in pretty decent shape to deal with this. Probably not going to hit until missile attack at level 2 comes out, and if he waits that long, we're going to be talking about like 6+ siege tanks. If they're positioned properly, should be able to hold this push off pretty damn effectively, but speed roaches going to be making their way out on the map, and if he chooses to attack with just these speed roaches, I think he's still going to be just fine. I think uThermal's got some really good anti-timings right here with his defense.
Yeah, and you know this for uThermal, well, I don't know, like, against the kind of player who doesn't go for such fast tanks, usually this would have been fantastic for Dax. He'd be able to get up there, there wouldn't be siege tanks quite out, but that isn't what happens, and well, uThermal, he is able to hold here, but he's going to have to play so defensive right now for so long, because look at this, tech labs on barracks are only just starting up now, which means we don't have stim for another 180 seconds, we don't have combat shields for another 110 seconds. uThermal cannot really afford to move out at all right here.
Yeah, he's certainly going to have some trouble. Well, there's a
beep, 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 beep.
guys, I don't even know what to say right now. There's a car alarm going off in front of my house, and
it's not your car, right?
No, it's not my car. I think I'm actually just gonna have to mute my mic. Oh, no, it's done.
No, you will not.
Sorry, that's like literally 20 feet away from the room that I'm in right now. Even though my window is closed, it just comes right on through. So
I was like, wow, he muted his mic quite fast. He was like, I'm going to mute my map. And it just stopped. It's amazing.
It did stop very quickly. And, well, I'm going to be coming into this one once again. And so we take a look at the game. Sorry, I got really distracted by that one. Roach Hydra is going to be making their way out across the map. The ESV Space Shark right there, checking them out as well. But once again, let's take a look at the tank count. We're looking at 6 tanks. 4 of them currently set up to defend this third. The natural choke not nearly as defended as the third. But uThermal has actually done a really good job of keeping his SCV production up, maintaining about an 8 to 10 SCV lead for about the last 4 minutes.
Yeah, and you know, that's huge, of course, with Triple Mule behind this as well. That is definitely like a really big difference. And, well, I'm interested to see what Dax can do, because well, I think his time has passed to really do anything, but we'll see if he can do anything poking up the natural ramp. He's taking so much damage right now.
Yeah, he's taking so many fires from these tanks. 3 tanks raining down hell, and lost quite a few roaches right there. In fact, a total of 15 units? No. Yeah, 15 units were killed right there, most of them roaches. And only able to take down that bunker, replaced immediately by some SCV depots.
Again, this is just such a kind of hard counter build to what Dax is doing, and the heavy tank counts is something that really died off quite a lot in TVZ lately, and for uThermal to open with tanks and have this many tanks at 13, 14 minutes. Usually at this point is when your second factory is just about to kick in. You know, you're on 3, 4 tanks maybe. Any kind of attack from Dax up to now should have been so much more effective, but uThermal's just got a really good build against what Dax is doing, and Dax, well, he's going up to Hive, he's got his infestors on the way out, and he's still continuing to drone just a little bit, probably just to supplement some extractors that he's building, a couple of spines here and there as well.
Yeah, this is starting to look very, very dangerous indeed for Dax. The infestors are really going to be the X factor here. Of course, just starting production on those, though. And I don't know, I'm a little bit worried. A scan goes down and uThermal saying, all right, I've got a supply pretty much parity. And there's the tank siege up. Gonna be able to get a big shot off, taking out a Roach or Hydrosker 2. If this was Heart of the Swarm, you'd actually see carapace parts flying everywhere. Have you seen the new physics in Heart of the Swarm?
Yeah, it looks so awesome. It's going to be so cool, especially in CVZ. It's going to be awesome with like tanks just fucking firing every excuse language there. Like, it's just going to look so good. Like, it's probably going to look like a trailer, man.
It is going to look like a trailer. Speaking of trailers, that trailer was awesome.
Yeah, that trailer's really awesome. What is awesome for uThermal right now is there's a number of tanks. Look at this, the tank line just slowly moving forward. And Dax is ready to come in from all angles. Look, this is going to be a three-pronged attack. He's queued up to come in from all of these sides. And, well, here we go. Is it going to be enough? The Infestor's coming in from behind.
And, yeah, the Infestor's going to try to get some bungles off right there. Closing down a lot of the infantry, but the tanks are just shredding absolutely everything right now. Dax down to 150 supply, while uThermal retains every single one of his tanks. I think he lost one tank right there, actually. Still sitting at 11. The Marines with +2, 2 make it 3-3 in another 45 seconds. Are going to come down and just rain uranium shells into the hatchery. The hatch going to go down just like these roaches. And here comes the next assault. Roach is going to come up this choke point, but just getting absolutely blasted by siege tanks. The Marine's going to clean it up as well, and Dax down to 110 supply. His time in this game is coming to an end.
Yeah, I mean, Dax, he just engaged into too many tanks, and I don't know what else he could have done. Maybe a counter-attack on the third base or so would have been a better option, but he just attacked sure from many angles, but just wasn't enough, and he's continuing to try and trade here. Fungal growth going down, but he's lost all his infestors already, and when you lose all your infestors, you're going to not be in a very good position, and uThermal evens it up 1-1.
That's going to do it. We're going to game 3.